What's going on, guys, and welcome back to Budget Cyber Dragon episode 3 now. So if you're new to the series, we take a $75 budget for building our Cyber Dragon list, and then each week we add in $10 worth of cards, or like we're doing this week, we can bankroll it towards next week. We are going to do that, so we will put that $10 towards next week and have a $20 budget in order to build our deck up even better. So essentially the list is pretty much the same as last week. We did side out the 1 for 1 for a kaiju. Do you guys want us to start going to where we play matches? Typically we've been playing 3 games to keep it a little bit shorter because they can tend to drag on, we all know. But we're going to try today. I already pre-recorded the games, so we will have the 3 games. It should go quite a bit faster. And then let us know down below if you want us to go to matches instead, in which case we'll throw a bonus $10 side deck into it, because I mean $10 for a side deck is actually pretty darn budget, so that would be where we go with that. Let us know down below. We'll get our normal $10 budget for the video, but if we do decide to go towards matches, we'll just say an additional $10 to build our initial side deck and see what we can come up with on the cheap. So yeah, if you're new, I mean pretty much the focus of this build is to win quickly to OTK. We actually almost just bought like a playset of Potted Desires for like $2 and then put it in to just really turbo into the OTKing, but the deck's actually been playing really, really nicely. We'll go through those replays here in a second. Unfortunately, again, I don't know if it's the time of the day we do this. We have not been running into like tier 1 decks much at all, but I mean, with the budget we're on and how we're doing this, it's actually working out kind of nice. So they are fun games, and as we continue to make the build better, hopefully our competition will also get better. If you have not already checked it out, go check out our ban list prediction video. That will be coming any time now. But yeah, so Galaxy Soldier's a bit out of the price range. They're like $17 a piece. I was hoping it would come down a little. We're probably going to forgo getting him for quite a while. Things like Verde are just way more important, which we might actually just save up for. But yeah, otherwise, like Disruption, Hand Traps, pretty graveyard format. So DD Crow and Ghost Spell are real cheap options. Pankratops is an amazing going second card that's really cheap. Same with Mind Control. Dark Ruler No More is available pretty cheaply as well. And I know I said we're trying to win early, win quick. So this definitely contradicts that. But, usually if I'm resolving this, it's because I can establish enough of control over the game that I feel comfortable using it. So, we're not just going to use it, not do a whole lot, and then lose next turn. Like, we use it as smart as we can. And then Infernal Reckless Summon is just a little fun thing that we do want to throw in here. It really helps the deck pop off. We actually use it today in one of our replays, so you'll see that, and we'll go and talk about all those. Any questions about the list, ask us down below in the comment section. We're not really going to go over too much more since we, didn't really change anything from last week. As like I said, we are going to go ahead and throw that money into our bankroll. So let's go ahead, guys, and check out those replays. First and foremost, we're going to go ahead and switch here on you guys, because believe it or not, that is not us. We do have a Cyber Dragon mirror match. We won the die roll, so that's always really cool. Like I said, this deck's definitely going second. So I see that and I was like, oh, awesome. We finally got a Drytron. We finally get a tier 1 deck. And then it came out with Course. I was like, okay, it's actually Cyber Dragon. I was like, are we going to have to go against like Dragoon, Infinity, something like that? But so we see him search Repair Plant, and then he ditched the Cyber Dragon for the Naxter, so now there's no point at all in DD Crowing. Like, he can easily get a Cyber Dragon engraved. Repair Plant's going to stay live. There's no point whatsoever in DD Crowing, and that's exactly what we wanted to see, was Naxter revived to lock him into machines, because now nothing he does, we're not worried about anything he can do. Like, he's locked into machines. He's going to make an Infinity. We can easily contact fuse his board away. We're going to save DD Crow for our potential follow-up. If he can get a core back in graveyard, DD Crow before he can do it, something like that. Or, Electromagnetic Turtle. That's a pretty good DD Crow target to make sure our OTK can go through. And in a Cyber Mirror match, there's a good chance it's going to go through. He does not know that it's a mirror match, so he's, I don't recommend doing what he is doing. He's spamming out his entire hand, not doing a whole lot, ending on a lot of machines. And yeah, like I would have just went for like Almirage Infinity, absorb hers with the Infinity, and then you can detach it to gain a card in your hand. Keep the Overload Fusion for sure in your hand. I get dumping the turtle, but it's just not worth it, guys. And the extra Novas, there's no point. He should have just kept resources in his hand, because we're going to absolutely wreck him here. So we have our dark. We have to draw into Dark Ruler, so that's kind of cool. It's like, oh, okay, we got Dark Ruler. We're not gonna waste it on one negate because I don't really care if he negates something. I'm just gonna force the negate and then go for the win. Here, if he does happen to negate it with Infinity, I'm just gonna pitch the Dark Ruler and then get it right back and activate it. Anyway, we go for Fear because I don't want to have to activate things. I want to just contact fuse his board away, which obviously I could just do it right away. But two things. One, I want to make an 8,000 fortress. And two, I didn't want to be that guy and just make Mega Fleet and have him quit before I can actually do anything. So I wanted to play this one out. So we go Naxter, Chain Fear. And if he doesn't do it, we got a 7,000 fortress already. Obviously, he would negate the machine dupe at that point. So then it might change our play up a little, but he does in fact negate the fear, because I mean he's going to lose his Infinity anyway. So that's the smart call. You're going to lose your Infinity, you might as well do it. But we got our 8k fortress. We don't care that he's going to add off his hers, so all we got to do is attack for game and we win, right? Remember that turtle I said that was be a fantastic DD Crow target to make sure we win? Well, yeah, we didn't remember it either, and we forgot all about it. So, it can come in sneaky, I guess, in a little bit. But we're just going to set our overflow, and we got DD Crow pop 3 and an 8k fortress. So we win this game. There's nothing he can do. If he would have went for Nova here, we would DD Crow to banish his target. But since he goes for Infinity, he's not going to be able to negate our overflow. Had he gone for Nova, he'd be able to float, and that's not what we want. So we would have DD Crow'd the Nova had he chosen to summon that. But anyways, this time our attack is in fact going to go through 8k Fortress for game. Continuing with our GX era, Cyber Dragon versus Heroes. He forced us first, actually, so I wasn't too sure what we were going to happen to go against. And here at this point, I don't know exactly how EDO Pro rules that, like if DD Crow would have stopped the ad there. But, I mean, looking at his hand, it would have potentially helped a little bit, I guess. Maybe, I don't know, because he still would have had the increased play, the Ferris, and been able to do some. But I wanted to save the DD Crow for Mally, or for a moment that I really felt that, like just trying to save the turn, because I have Dark Ruler, I have Core, I have Infernal Reckless Summon, Overload Fusion, like I have everything I need. I just need to survive this one turn. And there, he did in fact get the Mally to the graveyard, and then we could have DD Crow'd it right away, probably been smart, but at the same time, once I saw the math change, that's almost more of a defensive move at that point, so I was feeling that his hand probably wasn't the greatest and he wasn't going to OTK, so we didn't use the DD Crow because we could trigger our Naxter to special summon it with our Core, and that's the route that we are going to attempt to go for. So he does get another Mally, mass change again, putting out another Dark Law, but we're not worried about that at all because we have Dark Ruler no more. And then he sets one more card. So we go Dark Ruler no more, just turn off his board. Search out our Naxter, Core, and then he actually Forbidden Droplets our Core, which is fine. We can still make a Mega Fleet, it's still a Cyber Dragon monster. Summon our Naxter, trigger Infernal Reckless Summon. He's not going to get anything, we're going to get everything. Then we can make our Seeger, our Nova, and we're actually going to go ahead and make a Pleiades as well, because another form of disruption. Lin Kriebel, why not? Battle protection. And then make a Chimera Tech Rampage. We're not going to be able to deal any damage. We just wanted to get Core to our hand for this one. Not worried about Mega Fleet at all, so we just leave the Seeger right there. If you are worried about it, you can absorb the Seeger with your Infinity just to play around potential Mega Fleet. So now the game plan here is he does have a Mally engrave, I'm pretty sure. So he's got a Mally engrave, 2 in hand plus a draw. Infinity we're going to save for something that we expect to be, pretty vital. And then we do have the bounce if needed. So we see Stratos come out, and I really considered using the Infinity on it, but I was like, I don't know what his 2 cards in hand are. He might just pass and we win, or he might be able to do a little bit more. I mean, we still had the Pleiades anyway, but I just didn't want to risk it. So we let that go through. Then with the poly, there's no point Pleiading it, because then he's just going to use, from hand, because it's hand and field. So we are going to go ahead and negate it, see what his other 2 cards are in hand, if they can extend further. We do see the adjusted gold, so they in fact can, but we're not too worried about that because we're just going to bounce Bane on summon. And then he's going to surrender because he could summon a Mally and try to do a little bit more. But realistically, especially with Link Karibo, and we can boost our machines, so he was not going to be able to come out with a win here. One more replay today for you guys, and we have Gladiator Beasts. So that's kind of cool. Seeing his hand, this is actually the first time I watched this replay. Him summoning that Droll really hurt that he had to do that, because Droll's kind of good against Cyber Dragon. Luckily, I mean, we opened our dupe target, Pankratops, and Mind Control, so we can play around Droll really, really well with this hand, but he did in fact open it if needed. Not entirely sure why he chooses to go into Unicorn for a Link, but he does nonetheless. He has a quick effect, negate a monster effect, a quick effect, negate a spell or trap effect. But again, Dark Ruler No More is just putting in so much work. This is why we don't want to cut it. You don't have to OTK with Cyber Dragons. Winning is more important than OTKing, even in a budget build like here. Here we had to summon 2 more, made a Mega Fleet, and made a Mega Fleet, go into Infinity, absorb it, link off like the Mega Fleet and the Glad Beast just to get it off the field, and we can attack over or pop it and just clear his board. He has 1 card in hand plus a draw, and we'd have our negate plus our overflow. So we definitely had that game in hand as well. Another week down, guys. Another week good. Like I said, Dark Ruler No More. Like, a lot of people don't want to play it because, we're an OTK deck. You want to win right away, but like I said, guys, winning is more important than OTKing. It doesn't matter if you win on turn 1 or turn 4 or turn 6 or 7. Like, you're not likely going to get that far. But winning is winning regardless of what turn it happens. And to me, winning is more important than OTKing. So hopefully you guys enjoyed. Hopefully you guys like the series. Like, share, subscribe. Comment down below what cards do you think we should save up for. What cards should we go after next? Remember, we will have a $20 budget. And if you guys want us to switch over to doing matches, we can potentially do that and hopefully keep it. Even if we do like 2 matches as opposed to the 3, depending on the time, we'll try and keep an eye on it. Let us know down below and we can do a $10 budget for our side deck. Until next week, guys, take care.